Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyev cha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I offer my deepest gratitude and my deepest respects, my prayers to all of you for taking out your precious time at such a young age of your life and devoting it in Krishna conscious purposes, Krishna conscious discussions. So I'm beyond gratitude to all of you and for this taking this time and keeping Bhakti as a cardinal element in your life. So thank you so much, Karina, Vinaya, Biraj, Avani, Isha, Navya, Ishan, Sarkar, Sampada, Abhyanto, Ovi, Arna, Vedehi, Ayush, Om, Patel, Ovi, Athar. Did I miss any names? Sorry, sometimes, this one person is here and someone turns the camera on and the movement here. So experience that. So I'm reading in one sequence and then suddenly like people move. But nonetheless, I know I hope you know how much I value all of you, how much I respect all of you, and thank you. So is everyone ready? We'll do chanting now. Okay, let's do it. Is everyone comfortable? Well, happy? Okay. Okay, let's do it then. Nityananda Dashi is just a few days from now. So let's pray to Lord Nityananda, who is none other than Krishna himself, who is none other than Balram, who is the first expansion of Krishna. And so he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So let's pray to Lord Nityananda so that he can help us to get more bhakti, to get more purified, get more engaged in the process of Krishna consciousness, right? And we do that through the medium of chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravan Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschal Deshtarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasant Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram,
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 Ram Ram.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram, Ram,
Ram Ram. Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram Hare
Ram, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram Ram Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna, 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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare Ram
Hare,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurav. Hare Krishna again. Is everyone okay? Hmm. So I see Vinita join and few more devotees join. Mahima joined, Krishna, Rama joined. Thank you to those who joined a little later. The third also has joined. So did you all complete one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra on your japa beads? Say yes if you did that. If you completed your one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra on your japa beads.
Yes.
Everyone type in so I can see. And if not, you can tell that also. That's fine. It's okay to be honest. Or if you didn't do on japa beads or just did on mine or something in your fingers, please tell that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Most of you responded, so thank you. Anyone wants to share anything special, anything exciting, anything new, anything between today and the last time we met? Yes, Vinayak.
Prabhuji, we had a Saraswati Puja in our house.
Very good. How was it? What you did? Can you tell a little bit?
It was good, Prabhuji. We had lots of prasadam and we got to play outside.
You got to play outside with your friends. Very nice. Yes, Bhyanto.
I went to a temple to celebrate Saraswati Puja.
Very good. Excellent. Anyone had any birthdays or anything between today and last time? Okay. Okay, I wanted to share something really special and every week we will cover one or two things from all of you. Okay, So if you think you did something special, you made a video, you made any arts, you made any crafts, you made anything special, you got a medal, you got some excellent performance in school award or something, please share with me. I'm beyond words and beyond gratitude, and feel so happy when I get to see those, right? So, and then we want to share one or two things every week with everyone, just to give inspiration and just to recognize how talented all of you are. Yes, Karina.
Prabhuji, this Friday, I was honored as Terrific Kid this month because this month my teacher said that I was the only person that was like embracing everyone. Like in my school, there's a lot of new kids, and most people actually bully them than actually help them. And they said I was the only one who helped them, so they honored me as Terrific Kid for this month.
Excellent. No doubt you're the most terrific kid. And giving everyone, yes, Binayak, please wait while I'm speaking. I realized that you have raised your hand.
Oh no, Prabhuji, you can talk and then I'll say.
So very good, Karina, very good. And this is a very great thing when we become an instrument to help others, when we become an instrument to bring out the best, right? Then Krishna helps us in our journey. There's no doubt in that. Okay, I want to share one more thing. And I know I see a lot of hands up now. Now you all are so terrific. So this is a beautiful piece of painting, art made by a wonderful devotee, Sampada Mataji. So beautiful, Shri Radha Krishna, and the cows. Look at the details, the beautiful garlands, the peacock feather, the earthen pot, which I guess Shri Radharani is holding on her head. Maybe there is butter in there. It's really wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing this. And I'm sure everyone liked it. I'll share with the group also so you can see later also. Okay, we'll cover more things as well later, but I wanted to kind of also acknowledge that I read some of the homeworks, and I think all of you did very amazing job in putting your thoughts, and I could also see a considerable difference in the quality of work you are putting. How many of you felt that you were more thoughtful in doing your homework this time? How many of you were? Yeah, I saw your handwriting improved, your quality of work improved, and I would continue to encourage that you all use ruled paper. Don't use blank paper. Most of you need help. It will help you to write in straight lines. Rather than writing up and down, it will help you to write in straight lines. It's okay to be humble and continue to practice, right? Then at the right stage, you may migrate eventually. But for most of you, I think it's better, advisable to write in ruled paper and try to write it. Why I'm emphasizing on writing, can anyone tell? I mean, you all can type. I know that you all know how to use computer. You all know how to use, documents and Word document, Google documents and stuff. But why am I emphasizing on writing? Tell me a few reasons, please. Let's discuss a few reasons I'm emphasizing on writing. On like handwriting, not typewriting, or not typing, handwriting. Please tell. What do you think? Type in, or you want to speak? Let's discuss why I'm emphasizing on writing, not on typing. Who will tell? Type in your responses and let's see.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
What does emphasize mean?
Sorry?
Emphasize. What does emphasize mean?
I'm not getting your question. Can you repeat? Ends?
Prabhuji, you just said a word. It's called emphasize. What does it mean?
Emphasize.
Emphasize. Yeah.
Emphasize. Emphasize means I'm putting more weightage. Like I'm again expressing myself. Like I'm emphasizing means to repeat that point. It's important. Emphasize means to reiterate, to re-express. I'm repeating myself to give more weight to that. What's the technical definition? Can someone Google and tell? What does Google Merriam-Webster dictionary say about that? Type in your, can one or two people tell me? What does emphasize mean? Yes, Sampada?
It means to give special importance or prominence to something, speaking or writing. It says that in Google.
Give special importance, prominence. Does that help, Isha? Okay. So I'm giving special importance to that.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, okay, one thing I got, improve handwriting. If you write using your hands, it will naturally improve. Is good handwriting a nice to have thing? Or is you think it's worthless? It's not a good thing to have in life. How many of you think it's a nice thing? It will help you in some way or other. All of you agree that it will help you in some way or form? Yes, it will certainly do. It will certainly do. Okay, what else? Athar is saying better words. I mean, words you can put in the document. Why it will help you, how else it will help you. Can anyone tell? Type in your response. I'm waiting. Yes, Mahima, please tell.
By writing it on paper, you can memorize it better.
You can memorize better. Memorize what you're writing. I'm talking about the homeworks, like why you should write your homeworks. I'm not talking about general writing, but memorize or develop thoughts better. Let's put it. I think that's what you intend, to develop your thoughts better. It will help you. Yes, Vianto, Isha, type in.
I did.
Okay. Tell me, Vianto, what did I'm missing somehow? I guess.
I said how we can develop the writing itself.
Develop writing itself. Okay. Okay, I'll write that. One other thing which I thought someone would type, but no one has written it yet. How many of you use like autocorrect grammar tools in Word? If you're typing, the computer will help you to correct things, correct? But if you're handwriting, then you have to use your mind and intelligence to make sure you are doing it rightly. Does that make sense? There are a lot of tools in the computer which will help you to correct your grammar, to correct your spellings, to correct where you should use. Sometimes it will suggest, the artificial intelligence is so strong, it will suggest you, hey, you should write this word instead of that. How many of you have felt that, or at least some way or form, at least grammar, spelling? There is a lot of, so handwriting, like writing through hand, will improve your grammar. There's one M or two M's? See, that's the point. What, two M's in there? Okay, good. Thanks, Avni. Then it will improve your spelling. I mean, I don't want to be specific, you all have, most of you need to improve on that. There are considerable mistakes in your homework, in your spellings, especially those you're writing with hands, right? There are considerable areas where you are putting a capital, like in the middle of this line, you're putting a off with a capital O, right? Does that make sense? In the middle of the line, you're using THE with a capital T, right? So when to use small versus capital, it's who will tell that, right? When you write with your hands, then only you will be able to understand that and discuss. See, you are almost 25 kids. It's not possible for me to tell you very, very specific things with your homework. Hey, you should use this word instead of that. Hey, here's a grammar mistake here. Here's a spelling error here. You need to consult, you need to get your homeworks proofread through your parent, elder, someone who can help you in these areas, someone who knows how to fix those grammar errors, someone who's more wiser than you in these areas, who knows where to use capital, where to use small, right? They may not be able to catch all the errors, but they may be able to catch a few errors. And then you can also give a proofread yourself. You'll be able to catch a few errors yourself, right? But if you are right using computer, guess what? You're not using your intelligence. You're trying to depend more on the computer to tell you here's a spelling error, which the computer will tell, but we will not develop that skill. Does that make sense? Are all of you on the same page with this? Do you think it will help you in? So write it. Why? We discussed. There will be a lot of time in future, right? When you go to elder classes and college, you will not be handwriting, maybe very little. But you don't want, when you go to college and then you write a word receive, then your receive spelling is wrong. And same with the math also, right? A small math thing. Don't use calculator, right? These days, if I ask, okay, what is plus 20? Okay, everyone do this. Let's see who does fast. Okay, there's a simple math thing. Okay, I'll not repeat, you hear attentively. Don't use calculator, use your mind, right? 20 plus 70 plus 90 plus 100. What's the answer?
280.
I didn't ask to speak. I asked to write. So don't try to act over smart, okay? Okay, this was easier, right? But still, it's taking a lot of time. Everyone type in.
Prodigy was 20 plus 70 plus what?
Yeah, hear attentively, because by the time I repeat it again, the game is like moved way forward. I'll give you one more quick thing, okay? 27 plus 39 plus 24. 27 plus 39 plus 24, right? Heard it rightly? Wow, I'm getting a lot of responses here. See, the point is, we are used to using calculator more than it's required. This is not a problem where we should be using calculator. The point, and same with writing, right? So you see, what my point is, use your mind, use your intelligence to develop more on that. Unfortunately, in India, this culture is better. Unfortunately, in America, more people rely on tools like calculator, computer for basic things.
Right.
Okay. Now you all match your answers. with later, but I don't want to say almost half of you answered incorrectly. I don't want to tell that. Okay, did you get the point? Was it a difficult problem? 27 plus 39 plus 24? But almost half of you answered wrong. Hmm? Good or bad? Bad, right? You need paper. I mean, that's fine, but try to use it, play with it, right? Try to play with it. It should not even need a paper. Okay. Okay.
Prabhuji,
Sorry,
I
I think
had done it, but by writing it in fast, but it took, since it was like 27 plus 29 plus 24, I mean, like there were like three, like 1, 2, 3 numbers. It took harder to me to write and remember.
see, but with practice, everything is possible. Okay. Good. But this is no offense to any particular individual. Okay, don't take it personally. I hope you are not taking it personally. My intent is never to displease anyone or offend anyone. My intent is to encourage all of you for your good, right? If you do this thing, who will get benefit? Tell me. You'll get benefit, right? You will develop your better handwriting. You will develop better spellings. You'll develop better grammar, right? I often feel that someone, if when I was your age, maybe my teacher didn't tell me that, and maybe I don't have a very great handwriting. Later, it becomes hard to improve things in life. When you are above 25, and your priorities are different. When you're 30 years, your priority is not to improve your handwriting. Your priorities change, but this is the age you can do something about it. Okay. Yes, beyond, what's on your mind?
What was the true answer to the problem?
I think you all can figure that out. It's not such a hard question. Okay. Any other questions before we move on? Okay, I'll start with a story. Anyone learned any new words? Yeah, we didn't do that. Anyone learned any new words between today and last time? We covered, what did we cover last time? Experience, yeah, learning from experience. Yes, Mishti, please tell what's on your mind.
I learned a different verse. It was from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yes, please tell.
It was Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.10. Prayena Payusha Sabhya Kalavasmin Yuge Janaha Mandasumanda Matayo Mandabhagya Hyupadritaha.
Very nice. What does that mean?
Means I don't exactly know, but it's like the people in the age of Kali, the iron age of Kali, are always lazy, misguided, disturbed, have short lives, and they're lazy in spiritual matters, especially.
Is that true? You think it's true? Spiritual laziness? Yes. Vinayak, did you learn a verse?
Proji, I haven't completely memorized it. I'm looking off the Bhagavad Gita right now. Akama sarvakamo va mokshakama udara adi tivena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. It is, I think 4.11.
It's in the Bhagavatam.
Bhagavad Gita. Oh, you're right. This is the Bhagavatam. I thought it was part of the Gita, but it's just an example. 2.3.10.
Very good. It's one of the verses from Bhagavatam. Very good. I'm glad that you're all trying. You all did excellent homeworks. Maybe how was your experience? I think you all wrote very good content and very good realizations, took a humble position. I read most of the content. With Sampada, you like to read your homework aloud to everyone, if that's okay for you?
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare
Yes, please
Krishna.
do.
For these couple of days, I've been contemplating on myself and I have got some realizations. I've realized that I oftentimes blame others for any unfavorable situation I end up with. For instance, when I fell down in Bhakti, I blame time, my school life, or even my family. And I gave myself a very selfish reason to stay away from Bhakti. But as time passed, I felt an intense sadness deep inside me as if I was lost somewhere and there was no way to get out. I felt myself being a victim, well, to depression and anxiety, though it wasn't on a severe level. Many doubts started wandering in my head on Bhakti and spirituality. I started doubting the holy name of Krishna. Then one day I couldn't handle all of what I was going through, so I thought of listening to Srimad Bhagavatam by Devi Chitralekhaji, as she has been my inspiration since I was a kid. As soon as I heard the Bhagavad Gita by her, it felt as if I had achieved and accomplished everything. Then I started realizing that I was losing my devotion because of my own unreasonable excuses. The only reason for my downfall in Krishna consciousness was and is my laziness. Then during winter break, Krishna did a miracle by making my sister attracted to the holy name. She had come home for Christmas, and in the last week of her break, she felt the intense desire to attain Krishna Prem. I was pretty surprised, but I was really very happy for her. And at that time, I was so inspired by her that I found my long lost desire to chant and attain Govinda. I realized no matter how low or down one may be feeling, but they should never stop chanting. I've looked in myself and found many faults within me. I'm filled with so many faults that it's impossible to count them. This made me insecure to chant, but I knew that chanting was just like a medicine. Medicine is bitter, but it's good to cure the disease. Similarly, I'm so diseased that chanting may feel bitter or very difficult for me at first. But over time, it would definitely cure all my diseases that's stuffed in my heart, which is blocking away myself from seeing Krishna. I've also realized that in order for me to develop love for Krishna, I had to be compassionate towards every individual. Looking back, I did never act nicely with those who tend to hurt or offend me, and even those people who were very close to me. I took things way too personally to my false ego, forgetting the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, which said to be a witness in every situations of life. Agama paino nitya samsitikshasva bharata. In that verse, Krishna had said to remain constant, tolerant. So yeah, now that I've been practicing being a witness, it feels amazing because we won't be attached to our body, but rather be situated in our real self. Whenever I feel low, Bhagavad Gita actually does act as a friend to me. When I was dealing with my sadness, I'd read Bhagavad Gita 9.3 that literally changed my whole life. It struck me so deep that I couldn't keep myself away from thinking about it. I realized from this verse how seriously I needed devotees association, thanks to the technology that I could associate with all the devotees online, either by listening to their lectures or by listening to bhajans and kirtans. Spending more time on devotion has made me more productive than ever. I've been getting pretty much straight A's in school, and I find myself being calmer than before. I definitely get angry sometimes, but now I feel like I can control it. Well, sometimes. Anyways, I think I have been. I think I have many more realizations from my life after getting hit by Maya, material energy, or illusion million times, but I find it impossible to jot it down in this paper. All I have to say is never play a blame game to hide our own faults. We must say who loves us either ways. Just never give up and have full faith in him. Even in bad days, never leave the holy name, for it is our own dearmost best friend. He hears us, he feels us, he understands us. Just trust him. Most importantly, never stop the Sadhu Sangha, devotees association, for it is the only way for our advancement in Krishna consciousness. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Sastra Kohe, Lava Mata Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Kohe, as the Sastras also recommend this to us. And read Bhagavad Gita every day. I promise it is definitely going to change your life like it did mine. Just trust Krishna and every word's in Bhagavad Gita. Also, I'm very much thankful for each and every devotees in this Bhagavad Gita class who has been inspiring me in every way possible. May it be direct or indirect. I thank each and every one of you for letting me so much.
Hare Krishna. This is excellent. Thank you so much for your deep realizations and lessons and reflecting upon it. I was recently at Yatra. This was raised by Shishika Prabhu, who was mentioning that we should take time out in life to reflect upon things. You guys can still hear me? Okay, good. We should take time out in life to reflect upon things. We should take time out to consolidate things because time flies fast, right? How many of you felt that 2022 flew very fast? In 2023, almost the first month is over, right? The other day we were kind of, oh, Happy New Year, this, that, and 1 month gone. That's like 10% approximately, right? Do you feel that? So it's often a good idea to pause and reflect, not every day, but once in a while, once in a quarter, once semi-annually, or once annually. Take your time. Okay, we all will do this exercise, which I learned, which His Grace Shishika Prabhu showed us. Take your time to write right now. Okay, now you should have a notepad or some pen or pencil. You'll be doing this exercise right now. Okay, you will write. You'll make 3 sections. Okay, and you'll write 2 things in each section. So you'll have 6 sentences or 6 bullets or something. So first section would be your bhakti in your spiritual life. Okay, the next section would be your academic thing, your studies. And the third section would be, you can call others or home, life, not hobbies or anything, family, that section, right? Everyone good? 3 sections? And then now you will take a moment or take a minute to think, and you will write what you want to accomplish in 2023, okay, in these areas. First, don't hurry in writing. Take your time. And you should write in present tense, right? You may not be doing that activity, for example, but you will write in present tense that I am reading 15 minutes Gita every day. Try to write in a way you can measure. Do you remember SMART goal? How many of you remember SMART goal? It should be specific, right? Then M is for measurable. It's not that I will improve in my studies. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, you can't measure it. So it should be measurable. It should be time bound. By June, I would complete, Bhagavad Gita by reading 30 minutes a day. That's a very specific goal. By June 2023, I want to complete Bhagavad Gita by 30 minutes a day. Makes perfect sense. So same with your, okay, so make specific goals. Don't make too lofty goals that I will cross the moon, right? I'll climb the moon, or so don't make that goals also, but write in present tense. Okay, any questions in these 3 areas? 2 each. You can write more if you want, but think for a moment and try to. Yes, Rama.
It's a question. So, what are the three things? Academic, and what's the other two?
One is bhakti, your spiritual life. Second is your academic life, your studies. And third is others. It could be family, relationships, hobbies, anything. Two each. And it should not be something which you anyways have to do. Like I will drink water every day. That's not a goal, right? When you're doing it, I will do my homework. I mean, you have to do it. Otherwise, your teacher will punish you, right? So try something which you, or I am, right? Try in present tense. And yeah, and if you feel comfortable, later you can all screenshot that or take a picture and send it to me also in the group, or however way, either individually or in the group, whatever way you feel comfortable, and you can send it to me. Okay. We done? You all have written it? Was it helpful? Okay, take your time. Take your time. No hurry. Take your, it's an important exercise. It's an important thing. Yes, Mishti?
Is this a goal that we will do, or is this something we're doing?
Something which you started this year. I mean, but you
Or
are
something-
going to write in present tense. You're going to write it like I am. If you're already, like, for example, taking Krishna Prasad every day, then it's not a new thing. I mean, it should be challenging also, right? You remember one of the smart goal, it should be some challenge around it, right? It should not be too lofty or too, like, too hard. It should not be too easy either.
So
Yes,
should we
Karin?
write it like if we're already doing it?
You're writing in the way you are doing it. You're writing in the present tense. You may not be doing it present. You may not be doing it today, but you're writing just to tell your mind. It's like a little bit psychological effect here, to tell your mind I'm already doing it. So the mind will think, oh, it's not that, oh, I will start in June. Then June, July, August, December will come. But if you write in the present tense, it will help you to reinforce tell your mind better that it's not difficult. I'm doing it, in the sense you're telling your mind it's easy, I can do it.
Okay, thank you.
Very well. Yes, Karina?
Prabhuji, are these goals are something we have to do, or we can try to do?
I would say it's not, see, have is something which is like bound. Hey, you have to do this, otherwise you'll be punished. This is never, you think it's the right thing for you to do. You think it will help you. You think it is very important. And then you do it because you feel it's a very nice thing for me. But don't tell your mind you'll try to do it. But if you know it's very good for you, if no, it's very important, but then don't tell your mind, I will try to do it. Tell your mind, that's what we are doing this exercise. Tell your mind, I'm already doing it. Okay, you understand that? So you're not telling, when you say to your mind, I will try to do it. Okay, still I have a lot of time, I will try. Okay, I tried, it didn't work out. But when you say I'm already doing it, you have already won half the battle. Does that help?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
I read a quote somewhere that leaders, like from a wrestler or somewhere, I don't even recall where I read this, that they first win, then enter the ring, right? There was a wrestler or like a boxer or someone. They first win, then they enter the ring. Who will elaborate that? Yes, Vedi?
You have that mindset that I'm going to win. And then you do your thing in your head. You'll, I guess it's like, because you told yourself, I'm going to win, you're going to put your good effort and stuff into it.
Absolutely. Does that make sense to everyone? If you have a positive mental dialogue, that you're going to win, you're going to do great in this exam, you're going to do great in this dance performance you may have, or you're going to do great in this some other exam you may have, or test you may have, then you'll do great. But you have this negative dialogue, oh no, what if a difficult question comes? What if this comes? What if I do bad? What if then what are you telling your mind? You are having a negative mental dialogue that is not going to help you. You agree? Yes, Rama. Your hand is up. You want to say something?
Oh, Brody, I forgot to lower.
Okay, you can do it now. So everyone, I believe, must have done this. Was it helpful to put your thoughts in paper? Now, put that paper in a place. If you've not written it nicely, neatly, put that paper, please. Send me a picture if you feel comfortable, either in group or individually. And then put that paper. These are important. These are not just an exercise which I'm saying. If you want to write one, write one. If you want to write three, write three. This is for you. This is not for me, right? I don't know. My goal is not to see that you all do it. My goal is, this is an exercise to help you become the best version of your own self, right? So you're not doing this for me, please. Anything you're doing, I'll be happy if you do, because your improvement is my improvement. Your happiness is my happiness, right? Your success is my success. So write this nicely, neatly, and put it in a prominent place where you can see it multiple times a day. It could be your study desk, it could be somewhere else, wherever you feel that's the right place where you can see it at least a few times a day. So you can be reminded of what you have written. Okay? Will everyone do it? Anyone feeling inspired to share what you have written? Okay, not now. Okay, beyond you can tell others, please try later to share. Yes. Tell some of your things, please. You want to unmute yourself?
For my Bhakti is like read a spiritual book for 15 to 30 minutes at least, and complete every page of the Bhagavad Gita one a day at least.
Say that again, complete.
Complete every page of the Bhagavad Gita one a day at least.
Okay. So I think I mentioned you to write in present tense. I am reading one page of Bhagavad Gita every day. Okay. That's the present tense of this. Okay. So try to write that in the present tense. If you're going to do exercise, let's say for 20 minutes, I am doing yoga / running / exercise for minimum 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Very specific present tense, right? Does that help? I mean, you okay? You feel talking to someone. Everyone is okay on the same page?
Prabhuji, does it have to be material or non-material, or it can be both?
I think I mentioned 3 categories: bhakti, education, and others. Others include anything. And then for a devotee, everything is spiritual. If you're, let's say, you want to develop your gardening, you want to develop, your yoga, running, it may sound material, but everything is spiritual. Education is not material. Never consider your studies as material. It's an offering to Krishna. You heard how Sampada is getting all A's. And I read your articles, your homeworks. All of you are mostly in that category. You get mostly A's, right? You get very good grades, and that you offer to Krishna, and that's spiritual. Okay, I think we have taken a lot of time. I'll tell, one time we had this discussion But I read a recently very nice article, and this will be your homework also to develop more on this. But let's do something here. Temple, right? This question comes very many times. Some friend may ask, why do we need temple, right? Why do we need temple? We had this discussion, but today we'll go in more detail using an acronym, temple, okay? So temple gives us, according to this acronym, 6 things. One is tranquility. Who's going to elaborate a little bit on this? What does it mean? How does it? Okay, Biraj. I want everyone to please participate in some way or form. Go
Hare,
ahead.
oh, sorry. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So this could mean that going to a temple gives us peace of mind, peace of heart. It momentarily relieves our stress of life, school, or whatever we may have. Because when we're at a temple, all we need to think about is Lord Krishna, and we forget all our troubles, and all we want to do is have peace and serve Lord Krishna.
Very nice. So basically, these days, there are so many mental disorders, right? Stress, hypertension, mental disorders and stuff. But going to the temple gives that peace of mind, that happiness, that mental, where everyone is looking for this. There are a lot more details, but time is less. I will let you elaborate more. The E is for education. Who's going to elaborate on this a little bit? Temple gives us education. Yes, Athar? And those who have spoken, try to give chance to others also to speak.
It gives education about the gods.
About God, very nice. What else do we learn? Anyone wants to say a little bit more? Yes, that's certainly correct. It gives us education about who is God. Does God exist? Yes, Karina?
To add on what Atar said, Prabhuji, the temple gives us education, like as in like lectures. They'll give more stories, they'll give more information, they'll help you in many ways that you don't even know.
Excellent. And when I say a temple, I mean, this is our online temple in one way. Do you agree with that? Right? Now, we may not be in a situation to all meet physically in a temple room. This is like our online temple where all these things are happening. You agree with that? We learn so much here about God, about our lives. So it does not only give us education about God, it helps us to live a better life. What are the do's? We talk about food, we talk about how to speak, we talk about self-reflection, we talk about time management, we talk about Krishna, we talk about stories of the Lord, we talk about so many lessons we learn. There is so much learning in every dimension about our goals, priorities, good health, good respect for the elders, so many. So learning of every dimension of life or every aspect of life. Life and keeping Lord Krishna as the center. Okay. What does M stands for? M stands for medication. I'm going to elaborate on this a little bit. Anyone wants to try? Not that hard. Krishna?
Like the medication it'll give, it'll purify our heart of all the lusty desires we have. The 6 anarthas will remove them, and our heart will be clean and cleansed.
Very nice. Who else wants to add to this? Ishan Sarkar?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. This can also mean that it like improves our health by like
doing exercise like yoga or something.
Very nice. Improves health. Yes, Vinita?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I was just going to say sort of what Krishna said. You mentioned that there were a lot of mental disorders or whatever, so going to the temple can like help be sort of a medication for that.
Absolutely. I think all of you said very nicely. So there are certain gross bad things. For example, someone could be have this addiction of drugs, alcohol, things like that. You all know the story when Prabhupada came to United States, his audience were primarily hippies. They were engaged in all wrong things like meat eating, intoxication, etc. How many of you have a personal example that you stopped a gross wrong habit? Gross, everyone understand that gross and subtle? Gross means you can physically, connect it. Like for example, you were doing, you were gross means that it's very much perceivable, like, hardware and software kind of, right? Like you can see the mouse of the computer, right? I'm holding that in my hand. It's gross, it's perceivable. I can feel it, I can see it easily. But can I see the software inside the computer, the programs inside, right? That software part. So similarly, gross impurities are more like, I'm let's say smoking cigarette. It's a gross impurity. It can be perceived. Or I'm drinking alcohol. It's a gross. Or I'm eating meat. So anyone has able to improve their gross. It could be even like, so things like that. And subtle was an example of subtle impurities. Anyone can say? Subtle means it's not as perceivable. Yes, Vinayak?
It's a little embarrassing, but before we start Krishna consciousness 7 or 8 years ago, we used to eat meat, and then we stopped when we became Krishna conscious.
Thank you for being so humble, and I think that's true for many of you. For how many of you it's true? Which is good. See, it's okay. Every saint had a past. Remember this. Every sinner has a future. And someone will say, well, I didn't touch meat in this life, right? Someone can say that. There's nothing proud in that. There have been so many lifetimes where we may have, eaten, so many wrong things. So from the soul's journey, okay, maybe you didn't eat 10 years back or 15 years back, whatever your age is, but maybe 30 years back you were eating. Maybe 50 years back you were eating that. I'm speaking, I also included in that. There's nothing to be proud about this thing. The good thing is we realize that it's wrong. We realize it's not the right thing to do in life for good health, for good bhakti. And we stopped it. Who gave us that medication? Temple. Srila Prabhupada. Subtle. Okay, subtle. What about subtle? Can anyone give example? That's what Krishna said. Lust. Can we perceive it? Anger. Can we see it? Until it's expressed, we cannot see it, right? When we start shouting, start throwing things at each other. But and it's still like, you can't like perceive it directly, right? It's the expression of those, like throwing things, right? And it's inside: lust, anger, bad desires, etc., etc. Those are also, through the medication of the temple, we are able to work on those as well. What else? What's the next letter? P. It leads to purification, right? You all agree with that? It leads to purification. Purification of mind, purification of body, purification of thoughts. Again, gross and subtle. We lead a cleaner life. We lead a healthier life. We become more conscious. Purification of our habits, etc. The L is for love, because we understand that Krishna is Supreme Lord. Bhoktaram Yagita Pasam. We love each other, as Karina gave the example. Don't hate anyone, right? Don't hate anyone on the basis of their skin. Don't hate anyone on the basis of their rich or poor, or Indian or American. There's a lot of hatred in the world. There's a lot of selfishness, but devotees are thinking the whole world is a family, right? Whole world is a family. Again, keeping Krishna at the center, because we're all children of God. Then children should not fight, brothers and sisters. I mean, even if they fight for small things, then they don't just like become enemies for life. They don't kill each other. They should not be. I mean, that's happening these days, unfortunately, but that's not what Krishna would be happy, right? That only have help, that when we have this principle of universal brotherhood, when we love each other, not only just other humans, but all living entities. I hope you are processing it, because you'll have homeworks based on it, okay? And the last is engagement. Who's going to elaborate on this a little bit? Engagement. What does engagement mean here in connection to why do we need temple, or what's the purpose of a temple? Anyone wants to elaborate? Ethereal, you're not spoken. Arna, Ayush, Ovi, Om, Mahima, Sampada. I want everyone to speak something. Want to try? Radhesh, please tell.
Because you have to like engage in Krishna services.
Krishna services, yes, and very good. Different services. How many of you done a service at the temple? When I say temple, it could be the home center, it could be the online thing, it could be some way or the other you engage yourself physically. We have to engage it to plan. It could be cleaning the dishes, it could be helping the other senior devotees, it could be arts and craft, it could be doing a drama. So many things I think you all have done in some way or form, right? So what does that help if we don't engage ourselves in different services? It gives a platform to engage our talents, right? You could be playing mridanga, someone could be singing, someone could be dancing, someone could be making a dish, someone could be decorating the temple for a festival, someone could be doing so many other things, right? You could be leading a youth program. You're also talented. You could be, teaching the younger ones, right? So many ways. If we don't do that, what will happen? Then we'll watch TV. We'll engage our time in not so constructive things. The temple environment helps us to engage our mind, our senses, our propensities in a constructive way. Okay, all good so far? So your homework would be, you will take one of these 6, okay? And you'll elaborate. You'll write more on this. You'll write some experiences, more elaboration on any one you pick from this list, okay? Is that fair? Yes, Karina.
So, Prabhuji, do you mean like in the homework, do you mean like take something like the letter T and then like say an experience from it or what you learned from it, or just like say something about the temple in that category?
Yeah, both. Yeah, you'll pick one letter, you'll write what it means, you'll write, it's basically an open question. You can share some experience you had. Let's say you picked E, you can share about how you were engaged, how it helped you, and how you felt nice and whatnot, right? So you can pick any letter and explain what it means. Consider your homework as something a third person would read. Okay, what does that mean? That don't think I'm going to read. Think a third person who may not be aware of this discussion we had. And then he or she should be able to understand what are you trying to convey and communicate. All your homework should this would apply. Let's say your father or mother or grandfather who were not in this class, they read this, right? They should be able to understand what happened. It should not be, oh, E is for engagement, and engagement, I was engaged. Is like, okay, we have to build the foundation first. Right? Does it make sense? Building the foundation means, oh, in my last Bhagavad Gita session, I learned about the importance of a temple, right? And I learned that there are many things we learn from temple or we get from temple, but the 6 things we learned through the acronym temple is this. But today I'm going to share more about a particular letter, let's say L, which stands for love. Then you build on that. Does that make sense? A third person is reading, he or she should be able to understand. If you just start, L means love, someone will think, hey, what are you talking? Are you talking about temple? Are you talking about some, love between some mother, father, or boy, girl, or what is this talking about, right? It's not for you, Karina, it's for everyone, right? Do you agree? Does it help? To build for any homework, even in school, always go from generic to specific, right? Cover like a broader context in the first paragraph or the first few lines, then try to dive in deeper to your specific points. And does that help? Okay. Anyone has any questions or comments? Yes, Isha?
Are we doing hoots today?
No, we'll skip that today. Yes, Karina?
Prabhuji, can you like take a screenshot of the acronym, because during the week I'll probably forget what all of them mean. So is it okay if you could take a screenshot of the acronym?
Anyone else?
Prabhuji.
Yes. Yes, who? Someone said something? Ishan, did you say something? Arna, what's on your mind? Please tell something.
I don't know.
I'm good. Ethereal, what's on your mind? I'd like to hear from you. Please turn your camera a little bit so I can see you better. Good. When is your next video release? Try to make one. I think I told all of you to make one video a month. Is that fair? You'll try? Try to take any Krishna conscious topic or even like anything good for life, health, bhakti, studies, right? Navya, what's going on? Tell me something. What's going on?
What?
What do you like today? Tell. Or tell one of your goals. Tell something.
One of my goals was to I got to gather any books from the Mayapur area, and my goal is to finish both of them by the middle of the year.
Wow. Then you'll share short stories with us about Radharani? Very good. Maima, you want to share something? She's busy somewhere. Om, what's going on? Tell me something. I have not heard. I want to hear something from you. Okay, maybe he's tied up as well. Okay, so I think it's time. It's past 9 for you. Nityan Tradashi is coming. How many of you know this verse, Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam? Have we covered this? You all know this verse, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, right? You all know this verse, okay? Panchatattvatmakam Krishna. Okay. Those who don't know, please, Vedi will post it for you. Please review it again. Please memorize it. It's a very similar verse, a prayer to Panchatattva, but in a different way. Okay? Will you all learn it as an offering to Lord Nityananda on his birthday? Okay, please do. And then you'll work on the temple, and then we'll meet next week. Okay? So thank you again. And I please take my words as a don't misunderstand me ever. I mean, anything if I hurt you, please forgive me. If I say anything which you didn't like, please forgive me. And please forgive me for my shortcomings as well. But my intent is to always serve you in the best way I can, and never to offend anyone and never to hurt you by any means. My goal is to just help you to be to the best you can, to bring out the best you can. So my deepest respect and obeisance to all of you. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.